Welcome to WWP Genetics. We're thrilled to have you join us for another engaging and informative video. Today we will be discussing Mastering the Art of Cannabutter, a comprehensive guide for potent infusions. Creating high-quality cannabutter is a foundational skill for anyone interested in making cannabis-infused edibles. This process allows for the active compounds in cannabis, particularly THC and CBD, to be infused into butter, which can then be used in a variety of recipes from baked goods to savory dishes. While it may seem simple at first glance, making potent and flavorful cannabutter requires careful attention to detail, proper temperature control, and a good understanding of the decarboxylation process. To begin the journey of making cannabutter, you must start with high-quality cannabis flower. The potency and overall flavor of your cannabutter largely depend on the strain, freshness, and cannabinoid profile of the plant material you use. Some people prefer high THC strains for a more intense experience, while others opt for balanced strains with both THC and CBD for therapeutic benefits. Make sure the cannabis is dry but not overly brittle. You do not need the top-shelf flower for effective cannabutter. Many use trim, the small leaves around buds, popcorn nugs, or even already vape bud, AVB, to make it more economical. However, for maximum potency and flavor, using clean ground flower is ideal. Before the infusion process begins, the most critical step is decarboxylation. Raw cannabis contains cannabinoids in their acid forms, THCA and CBDA, which are not psychoactive. Decarboxylation is the process that activates these compounds by removing a carboxyl group through heat. This step is essential because, if skipped, your butter will have little to no psychoactive effects. To decarb your cannabis, preheat your oven to around 240 degrees Fahrenheit, 115 degrees Celsius. Lightly break up the cannabis with your fingers or a hand grinder. Do not overgrind it into a fine powder, as this will make straining more difficult later. Spread the cannabis evenly on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and bake it in the oven for about 40 to 45 minutes. Stir it gently every 10 to 15 minutes to ensure even exposure to heat. When done, the cannabis should be golden brown and have a slightly toasted aroma, signaling that the decarboxylation is complete. With your cannabis now decarboxylated, the infusion process can begin. Select a high-fat butter, preferably unsalted and organic, since THC and other cannabinoids are fat-soluble and bind well with lipid molecules. Clarifying the butter before infusion is a recommended step, as it removes milk solids and water content, resulting in a purer product with a longer shelf life and less chance of spoilage. To clarify butter, simply melt it on low heat and skim off the foamy milk solids that rise to the top, then pour off the golden liquid, leaving the watery layer at the bottom behind. Now you're ready to infuse. The most effective method for infusion is a slow and steady simmer on low heat. Combine your clarified butter with a small amount of water in a saucepan or double boiler. This helps regulate the temperature and prevents the butter from burning. For each cup of butter, many users add about a cup of water and then mix in the decarboxylated cannabis. The key during this phase is to keep the temperature between 160 degrees Fahrenheit and 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Higher temperatures can destroy THC and other beneficial compounds, while lower temperatures may not infuse properly. Simmer the mixture gently for 2 to 3 hours, stirring occasionally to keep everything moving and to avoid scorching. During this time, the cannabinoids bond with the fats in the butter, creating a potent herbal-smelling infusion. Once the simmering is complete, Allow the mixture to cool slightly before straining. Use a cheesecloth or a fine mesh strainer to separate the plant material from the butter. Place the cheesecloth over a large bowl or glass container and slowly pour the mixture through it. Be careful not to squeeze the cloth too tightly. This can push bitter plant matter through and affect the final taste. Let the liquid cool at room temperature. Then place it in the refrigerator for several hours or overnight. The butter will solidify on top, and any remaining water will sit underneath. Once the butter has hardened, lift it out and discard the liquid beneath. Now you have a block of rich, green golden canna butter ready to be used in your favorite recipes. Be aware that homemade canna butter can vary in potency depending on the strain, the amount used, and how well the infusion process was executed. It's recommended to start with small amounts when cooking or baking and to test the strength of your butter before using it in large quantities. You can store canna butter in an airtight container in the fridge for up to a month or freeze it for longer-term use. Some users prefer to pre-portion it into tablespoon sizes or molds for easy use in recipes. Mastering the art of canna butter takes patience and practice, but with care and attention to each step, you can create a consistent, potent infusion that unlocks endless edible possibilities. Whether you're crafting cookies, brownies, sauces, or even mashed potatoes, a good batch of canna butter elevates your culinary creations and provides a personalized cannabis experience with every bite. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you found today's video informative. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share to stay updated on our latest content. For more exciting insights, be sure to check out our brother channel at WWP Logistics. See you in the next video.